but I gotta see what you want from my little dirty jeans. Meet me in the alley to rack up.
Welcome to the Jordan Lear program, 98th edition. Shoot, 98 degrees. That's what I'm gonna call it forever. I'm gonna rename the podcast that. How's everyone? I'm alive and well. Thank you for asking, assholes. Got caught in a fucking tornado this week. No one gives a fuck about me. No one asked about how I'm doing in Southwest Michigan. I'm just kidding. Everyone did. This is a fictional story anyways. This is a fictional podcast. I'm a fictional person. This is a work of fiction. This is the ramblings of fiction about Jordan Lear, the alleged comedian, actor, musician, artist, Renaissance man of a generation, and the list of movies and television and documentary and plays and sports and news that he watched or experienced or didn't, because it's all fake. Disclaimer, everything in this podcast is a work of fiction. But that fucking tornado felt real, man. No, it didn't. Actually, it didn't. Oh, man. It's crazy. If shit happens close to you, but it doesn't happen to you, sometimes it's the same as not happening. I don't know. Like, tornado fucking rips through your town and does nothing to your house, but fucks up the less fortunate. And you got to check your narcissism pulse for a second. You're like, do I not feel anything because I'm in shock? Or is it because I'm a psychopath and I'm just, it didn't happen to fucking me? And every time something bad does happen, I'm like, why me, God? Why? Why me? What the fuck? I should have bought milk for this fucking cereal. What in the fuck? Final Jeopardy's about to come on and the internet fucking cut out. What the fuck? Got caught in a tornado this week, allegedly. Anyways, this guy I know, he got caught in a tornado this week, and he had no idea. And hold on, my fucking fictional fiance wants a picture of something. I'm buying so much wedding stuff, I forgot what I want. Can you tell me what I got? What the fuck? She got a little package delivered to the fucking... Dude, every time I see FedEx or UPS, I just think, unfortunately, I had dreams of being a fucking rich, famous, elitist celebrity. And I know that sometimes when they kill those people, they do it by sending a FedEx or a UPS guy. So every time I see the FedEx truck, I'm like, oh, they're coming for me. I'm sending her the picture. Does she want to see the fucking inside? She doesn't know. She should. Oh, she's smart. She could figure it out from here. She should understand. She's excited. I keep forgetting that, you know. When you're an artist, see, that's the other thing about the fucking narcissism pulse. It's like I'm always so worried about my little painting I want to make or something, and the ladies, they're excited about the day. I should focus more on this fucking wedding. I'm waiting for her to text me back. I'm not lamenting over the wedding. I am excited. You know why I'm excited for the wedding? Because I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna look damn good. I am. I'm gonna look hot as hell. Fucking really good. I mean, I usually do, but put a boy in a suit. You know, time to get some headshots. Pad the resume, right, babe? We got like engagement photos taken, and you pay a photographer this fucking money, and I've always put that money towards my entertainment career. I'm like, holy shit, fuck. Not only do I do videography, I should be the one trying to make a buck at this. You're paying some nice gal, but you're like, hey, why should I get into this? I need a fucking job always. What was I saying? I'm rambling. Oh yeah, we got the engagement photos, and I was like, oh shit, I should have got a couple like headshots, one somber and one commercial. But I didn't want to take away from the thing. I don't want to be like sacrilegious to what's going on because I'm trying to be respectful. You know, dude, when you're a dude, you have no fucking idea what happens in a wedding. I'm sorry. If you do, good for fucking you, but you don't, you know? And there's different versions of it. You leave stuff in, leave stuff out. You have a bachelor party, bachelorette party. You don't. You do an engagement party. Some people do an engagement party. We didn't fucking, I don't know. What are you supposed to do? I don't know. It's a work of fiction. The truth is, I'll be cutting off my dick at the ceremony, okay? That's the hard fact of life. I'll be chopping it off, right? And she doesn't know that yet. Okay, she's going to be disappointed about that. But I'm trying to get on Epstein Island, and I don't know what it takes, but I haven't done it yet, obviously. If you're a fan of the show, if you're a frequent listener, you know. I've tried hard in every medium, okay? Cutting my dick off in this one. Work of fiction. Please don't be offended, anyone. Can you send me a picture of who sent? Oh, yeah, she just wants who sent it. Who sent it? Girls are she's an FBI agent. She can figure it out. Back to the tornado. Okay. Tornado comes. There's no fucking tornado warning whatsoever. My mom calls. She lives close by, allegedly. She's like, Jordan. She's always freaking out about the weather. She's like, you gotta come now. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm trying to get a hold of my gal, too, to make sure she's okay. And she had no idea the fucking thing was happening. And so I get the buzz on the phone, you know? You know when everyone got the thing on their phone that said incoming missile to Hawaii? It was like that all of a sudden. Like, zzz, tornado coming. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I went to a safer home. It's a little bit more built like into the ground, you know? With a basement proper. And I did hear, like, it sounded like Thor, like, farting in the clouds. There was, like, this continuous, like, popcorn rumble going on that did sound terrifying. And then the air felt a little warm all of a sudden, which felt a little weird. And then it rained pretty fucking heavy. That's what I saw. It was a little windy, but it rained pretty fucking heavy. But, dude, was it, like, within, like, 10 miles? It fucking took out a bunch of people's, like, houses and shit. Just demolished, you know? And then it fucking bounced down again, like 30 miles. Is that how far it was over in? I don't want to. Allegedly. And, like, killed, like, 4 people. And it didn't fucking happen to me. Ugh, jeez. This is a comedy podcast. I in no way want to talk about the real. Let me just say, yes, I went out there looting. Okay? I went looking. And I went looking and, you know, I went looking at lower income places, looking for a Game Boy. You know, I was looking for Pokemon Red and Blue. You know, the good shit. I was looking for the little interlink between your Game Boys. And I didn't find it. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with that. I think I'm deciding to go nowhere with it. Because I got my looting done, and I don't want to give away the location of where I looted. Because I got gold, red, silver. I got all the Pokemans. Oh, yeah. For all the casting directors and my agent that didn't check in to see where I was, because I tell her I live in New York. You can all keep listening, okay? I wish you no evil. I'm sorry that you didn't call to check in on me. Yes, I put on Twister, you know? That's what I do in life. That's how I deal with tragedy. Someone young, you know, dies. You watch Manchester by the Sea. You get caught in a storm, you put on the Twister. You get beat the fuck up. You go watch Roadhouse. You get fired from your job. You go watch Office Space. You get in a car accident. You get on some Gone in 60 Seconds. I have whatever that ism is that I got to keep it on theme, or at least helps. It helps chill me out. Okay, she said perfect. She said perfect. So she knows, but I don't know. Because there's shit you're not supposed to see in a wedding, too. I don't know. You figure this out. That's the thing. There's things. That's my other ism. There's stuff like I'm not supposed to see her wedding dress, okay? So I take that as a rule. I'm like, all right, I don't want to know anything. it's like, well, you gotta help plan some stuff, bro. You gotta help pay for some of this shit. I'm like, okay, fuck. You said all or nothing. You said fuck it. Sorry, honey. She's my only listener. It's just a confession. I confess to being. I am the Epstein file. See, they won't depose me. They won't put me up there with fucking Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. I keep telling them I was the Epstein Island, and they made me into a mercenary and turned me the way I am, okay? And made me do comedy in the middle of a fucking tornado in the southwestern Michigan, okay? I got MK'd altered, okay? I got JK altered. I got JK altered. Charles Manson got MK altered. I got JK altered. And I don't shop at Sephora. All right, that's the dissertation of this terrible ramblings. It was all fake. It was all work of fiction. We're going to move on to segment 2 now, where we talk about movies, television, documentaries, and plays. No, we're going to talk about sports before that, and then news, and then we're going to talk about that stuff. And when I say we, I mean no one, none of us. Okay, little break. Listen to this song for a second. I think I wrote it. I think that's the one I'm going to put it. 98 Degrees. 98 Degrees wrote the song. I can't name any 98 Degrees songs. Fuck.
See what you want from my little dirty jeans. I know you hate me, but I gotta see what you want from my little dirty jeans.
Welcome back to the Jordan Lear program. Here is time for the news report. These are not the reflections of Jordan Lear or anyone he knows. These are the news reflections strictly of Mike Pence. Mike Pence wrote these down and sent them to Jordan Lear. So he's going to repeat them. All right. Here's current events in the news. I never do this. Here we go. Here's what's going on with the fucking news, man. War. They're bombing Israel or Iraq or some shit. I never went to Dubai. They're doing it, and Trump's in on it or something. Trump's bombing them. There's fucking Russia. There's China. There's Antarctica. You can almost name some of the countries in Africa. I started doing a social studies quiz. There's 50. That's fucking bullshit. Everyone needs to call them states. The continents are countries. Fuck, that's what we're all fighting over. Probably the same shit that I'm fucking dialing up. Trump's doing it, and Biden did it. I read some of the Epstein files. They said they shot fucking Joe Biden like in 2019. He's an actor. Then you find out like that guy was an actor before that. It was an actor. Oh man. Wars happening. I'm gonna act like there's no war, because they never give me any extra money either way, and I don't even know that they're taking any extra. They just take a little more every year, so they blame it a little on this and that. So I'm not buying into it. I refuse to memorize the countries that are at war. That's my Sporkle protest. That's the war protest. Only memorize the countries that aren't at war. Okay. And if you're being attacked, I'm sorry. That's your fault for being a little bitch. Only countries that are strong enough to not fight. That's a good war part. I mean, yeah. That was perfect. I'll leave it just like that. Thank you. See you back in 2 seconds for sports. Probably longer than that. Take it on down to the sports report with Dick Dickerson over here. Here's what's going on in sports. They got the WBC going on, the wife black cock. I mean, the World Baseball Classic. The World Baseball Classic is happening, and everyone. It's just one of those things where everyone acts like they know it's happening, and it's not happening. And they got like fucking Mark DeRosa out there coaching. He doesn't know the rules. He's like, they lost. The USA. I don't even know what's going on. You just get mind blown that there's other teams every year besides the United States. Can't imagine how they're allowed to lose, but then you do go, like, obviously, so many of the players come from the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico. Well, that's America. I'm racist. Fuck. I literally don't know how to talk. Dominican Republic. Cuba, Dominican Republic. Caribbean countries. Brazil. Mexico. I'm trying to increase my fucking Sparkle score, but I'm sorry. A lot of countries are at war. If you revert back to my previous dissertation on the rules of memorizing countries. Anyways, World Baseball Classic. I don't know. So we're fucking talking. It's spring training. No one fucking. Even if whoever wins, they're not gonna care. Seems like hockey they care. In hockey, the Olympics, that turned out to be big, but no one fucking realized the USA was about to play that hockey game till like 10 seconds before it fucking happened. All right, I need to get off of that. What else is going on in the sports report? I gave the UFC a shot. Good old fashioned like watching cage fighting, like the 90s and shit. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'll catch some of this, whatever, the fight night. I don't know. Was it Max Holloway versus Chucky Oliveira? Not that exciting. I don't know. It should. You'd think it's like gladiator shit. I just think they need to like present it more WWE. They need to let them wear capes when they fight. Okay, that's my honest opinion. And same for like amateur wrestling in high school. If you let the kids wear masks and capes, you get way more people turning up for that shit. Yeah, in sports, my personality, unfortunately, is really focused towards Michigan State basketball. My alma mater. I've been to the Final Four before. I had class with Draymond Green. I have a handful of MSU stats I need to get out every time I fucking speak. I have slapped hands with Tom Izzo, okay? I've also ate at that Mexican food restaurant that was on Grand River. I don't know if it still is, but my family was visiting town freshman and sophomore year, and Tom Izzo was. I am a lifer, and I go so fucking nuts. It's just a good way to pass the time. I'm not doing open mics right now. The Thursday night basketball games are good, but it's getting to the next level, guys. I mean, I'm watching the Big Ten tournament, and I'm not just watching fucking Cam Ward and Jordan Scott and Jackson Kohler and Carson Cooper and Cohen Carr. I'm not going to name the whole team, but I just did. I'm watching Minnesota. I'm watching Northwestern. I'm watching Oregon. I watched the Oregon versus fucking... Was that Northwestern? Who they played last night that they lost to? That was fucking crazy. I don't know. I'm watching it, though. I watched the Iowa... Fucking... Who'd they play? I can't remember who they fucking played. Doesn't matter. It's all work of fiction. People, it's gone too far. When you're watching the rivals of your teams... That's just not a good place to live. It is brain rot. DraftKings did take us over. They fucked us up. And honestly, I feel like that dude in the Matrix. The bald guy that like switched up on him. Code switched on him. And he took the red pill or the blue pill. I can never remember which one is which. But the way he teamed up with the agents and turned on Neo and the rest of the fucking Matrix crew. And he goes, I like that it's fake. I like not thinking. I like this steak. I want to be rich. I want to be important. I want to be like an actor. That's how I feel when I watch Michigan State basketball. It's so outside of me. My brain shuts off. And dude, I'm at such a comfortable pace. Whoa, did that fucking thing blow off of my... fucking propane tank. I started this dissertation by thinking like, oh, nothing happened to the storm. I'm like, did something happen? That looks weird. I should fucking take care of that. I will later. That'll make you stop thinking about Michigan State basketball. Like, is the propane tank okay? Oh, war. I don't know. Michigan State. What can I say in the sports report? Oh, yeah, they lost to Michigan. And I have such, like, avoidism. I just act like it didn't fucking happen. Season's still going. I'm like, we'll probably play him again. It's no big deal. I was excited for the game. During that game in which we played, which they almost won. I was pretty excited. I had a good time with my father. We talked about a lot of nothing, which is great. I love it. Take the red blue pill. Give me the purple pill. Give me the purple matrix pill. Give me both, okay? Where you're aware that it's dumb, but you let yourself do the dumb so your brain can, be dumb. I don't know. That's what sports is good for. And it is. It's good for that. That was the sports report. I guess it's fucking Sparties versus somebody on Friday. See how the rest of this fucking tournament works out. Who is it? Sparty, Nebraska, Michigan, and Illinois in the top 4? Or is it Purdue? Maybe Purdue. One or the other. Either way, I hope Michigan State gets to play Nebraska again and beat them. That would be very nice. I would like them to play Minnesota again. That's what I hope. Oh, fuck. I think I'm a little draft queens. I took Rutgers to win. Oh, well. I'd like to see Minnesota advance to get that rematch against the fucking court storming Minnesota Golden Gophers. Okay. Give me them and the Cornhuskers. Oh, court stormsies. Give me 2 against you Friday and Saturday. I don't know what the bracket looks like, if that's even possible. But give me that. And then give me those Wolverines. Give me Dusty May. Fuck you, Dusty. I like how dude, it's like they pick the best coach for me to not like. It's always, he's so dorky. I guess anyone is if you want to. But Tom Izzo's so badass. He's funny. He's like winking. He literally winks at the media when he does stuff. He's like, I started listening to you again. Wink, 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 wink. Fucking A. Jeremy Fears kicking people in the balls. What's not to love about that? Jeremy Fears is getting pushed over and kicking people in the balls. Let me tell you something, because I did think about it, though. If you are on one foot and you get pushed from the back, which he was getting pushed from the back, your natural reflex is to lift your leg up to balance. It is. Ain't no bullshit. It's not, which is just what he was doing. So I'll have it both ways. I defend him. I'm saying it's total accident. Wasn't even that. Fouls against him, actually. And I will also say, good, I'm glad he tried kicking him in the fucking balls. Yeah, back in Michigan Wolverines. None of your fans went to the fucking school ever. Give me some fucking Asian kids if you want to talk shit, man. And they don't. They don't give a fuck. All right, it's a work of fiction. I hope that's not racist. But it's the fucking truth. Nobody fucking is a fan of that school that went to it. Certainly didn't graduate to it. All right. That's a sports report. Because I'm like I said, red pill, blue pill, purple, blue and red, purple pills. All right, I'm going to come back with nice and easy. We're going to do art. We're going to talk about art. We, me and the symbiote. Memory locked in time. All I remember is the grime of trend climbing flakes on creative sleepers wake. My blood is in my own hands. My own privacy demands that you watch my little skit and unpack all of my shit. And didn't fold my clothes. Your subconscious always knows you should get the fuck out of Los Angeles for who you love. I know Welcome back to the Jordy Lear program. This is the most serious news program that's ever been known to man himself. Not to woman, though. Women has known more serious things than I. Just kidding. This isn't the fucking news report. I'm always just kidding. I'm J.K. Alted, not J.K. Sephorid. All right. These are the television shows that I watched recently, I guess. Watching Love is Blind again, season 69 or some shit. It's alright. Like, you know, they got a couple fat people with the skinny people. They got to try and woo them over. They got a girl with a burn this year around. I like that because before it was Love is Blind, but it was still just hot people. So he's like, yeah, I still rolling the dice on hotties. But now there's a couple defections you got to look out for. But not defections. They're God's gifts. Okay. Right? Like my gift of rambling nonsense to myself and listening back. I'm on the 98th episode of this shit. Okay? And before that, I did a little podcast called Kicked in the Effing Face, where I interviewed a lot of comics. Just interviewed tons of comics. More horse shit. It isn't shit. Anyways, oh yeah, Love is Blind. They're getting the more people in there, but they need to get someone in there with an amazing voice and personality and a really ugly face. No face. Get the lady from the fucking monkey victim from that monkey documentary. Get her on there. She needs to be on there. Might be a dead giveaway hearing her voice though. Anyways, it's not bad. I want a little bit more. I just want them to mix it. I want them to diversify it a little bit more. None of this, you know, if they did this show in 1990, it would have been, it's only about the race, you know. It's a black guy with a white guy, crazy. Crazy. And now it's like, she's got a burn on her arm. She's, you know, she's kind of annoying. That's actually outweighing the burn thing. Love is Blind. I'm sorry for talking that much about it. Show's not bad. I'm not that sorry about it. Watch Dragon Ball. Dude, I've been watching Dragon Ball a little bit since I was a kid, and I've never understood what's going on. Dragon Ball and Shakespeare. I gotta read Wikipedia while I watch it to understand. Because you don't even know the time. Like Dragon Ball, you're like, oh, I'm just watching Dragon Ball Z. They had all this other stuff. There's Dragon Ball proper. Oh, that reptile dude used to be a baby. I don't know. This turtle shell. It's crazy. This thing, you get to Epstein Island and they tell you the truth is all in Dragon Ball this time. Anyways, it's good background workout BS. Watch Jeopardy every single night of the week. I love Jeopardy. Oh, I was talking about this with a fiancé. They need to have regular Jeopardy. Free idea. Take it, Ken Jennings. Take it to Alex Trebek's grave, you fucking asshole. I'm not trying to be mean towards anyone. They need to have regular Jeopardy with regular people on it. And it's still the same questions, though. I still want the same level of difficulty. I don't want fucking, are you smarter than a fifth grader? I don't want you dumbing it down. I want the same level. But I want regular ass people. No dress code. You know. I want some people with Trump shirts up there. You can picture them too. They're overweight. And probably really nice. Depending on your background and what you can offer them. Hey, okay, so it's regular Jeopardy, regular people, you know what I'm talking about, and they don't get penalized for guessing. You know how you usually lose money whenever, you guess. Because I want them guessing. I want them saying crazy shit, man. Fuck. One time, this girl, the answer is Jackie Robinson, and she said Babe Ruth, and I forget. I mean, maybe it was like reasonable to say Babe Ruth, but she didn't know baseball at all. She just screamed, Babe Ruth! And it's like, whoa, no, nah. I think it was like black baseball player. She didn't fucking know. I'm making that up. I'm not making that up. I'm wrong a little bit on the detail, but if she said Babe Ruth, I'll look it up. I'm gonna Google it. You do it. You fucking do it. I'm not doing it. You do it. Okay. That's it for television. Documentary. I watched some of Man on the Run. I love documentaries. I love music documentaries. It's one on Fruit in the Air, Paul McCartney, about when he leaves the Beatles. Oh, I just couldn't get over the fact that there wasn't a talking head per se. It didn't, like, the voiceover was just a voiceover, and they were interviewing Mr. McCartney, but they just didn't show him being interviewed. It's like he got more screen time in Rob Reiner's last flick, The Spinal Tap. R.I.P. Reiner, right? That guy probably got off in some other way. I don't even want to go. I do. I actually do, but I just don't have enough time. I think there's some Epstein Island Illuminati weirdness with Mr. Reiner, too. I said it! Allegedly! Making this up! Ah! I just think it's the truth. But I'm here to tell the lie. Here's what I read for plays. Oh, no. I want to get back to Paul McCartney, Man on the Run. There's no talking head, per se. Go back to. So I didn't like that. What I did like, they opened up by saying a lot of people, like, there's this conspiracy that Paul McCartney died. Because there is. That was one of the old, like, they replaced him things from back in the day. And you can look at, like, other album covers of where he was shorter or taller. And, you know, I know Beatles also enjoyed fucking with people, you know. Like, they always said John Lennon. When I say they, I mean this guy that dated my friend's mom in high school, Dan, the man that used to give us this music knowledge. They used to tell us that John Lennon wrote I Am the Walrus because he heard they started teaching Beatles songs in school. So he wrote that fucking weird ass shit and said, let them figure that shit out. Which, you know, if you're not into music theory, if you will, which I'm trying to dabble a little bit into myself, you know. I've played guitar for over 25 years, but I'm just now trying to learn my major minor scale, if you will. What was I fucking saying? Paul McCartney. Man on the... Oh, I Am the Walrus. Dude, that song isn't just weird because of the I Am the Walrus, like the lyric. The lyrics are the most tame thing about a weird song. The musicality of that song is weird. I'd have to fucking pull it up right now, and I'm not gonna. But it's just not traditional. And even like the chord climbs it has in the verse and stuff, it's just not it's not an E, C, G, D fucking chord progression thing. Or, I don't know, my 1s and 5s on music. Has anyone tapped out yet? Yeah. I like Paul McCartney. I like Wings. I like Epstein Island. I like that they switched him out. I just wish they showed the dude talking a little bit more in the documentary. It really would have pulled it in for me. All right. In reading, I'm excited because I'm going to read a novel after this. And I just read a play. I read Shakespeare's The Winter's Tale. And dude, you know, this was work. This was tough. There's parts of it that are exciting, but not that many. You know, King Lear's some heavy shit, but it's got more zingers than fucking The Winter's Tale. I had two people, at least two, that I met at MFA auditions for Juilliard and Yale tell me they did The Winter's Tale for their monologues. And I'd never heard of this shit. And I've read, you know, a decent amount of Shakespeare. Not probably not even half of it, but there's a fucking lot, man. There's a lot. I read Hamlet, Julius Caesar, Summer Night's Dream, King Lear, fucking Measure for Measure. For some others. You know, those are the good number. I've never even heard of this shit, dude. So that put it into my brain, especially when people are like, oh, I did this Shakespeare thing. I'm like, oh, I wasn't even thinking of that. And a couple of my buddies, Ricciardia and Benny Horowitz, they were doing the play. They were doing a reading of it in L.A. So I was like, I got to read this one, you know, on my quest to knock off all the Shakespeare plays. Hey, I've got no shame. I read the Wikipedia and I look up the plot as I read the act. Like I'm like, what's going on in Act 1? And then I read Act 1. And then I'm like, okay, what happens in Act 2? And then I read it and try to like digest it. And I got to, because dude, I've spent enough time reading these plays where it doesn't fucking stick on the brain. And yeah, I need a couple things to explain. I'm like, okay, there it is. Winter's Tale. What happens? Let me tell you what happens in The Winter's Tale. This is the gist of it, okay? And I think this is right. Two dudes are hanging out. In Greece, I think? I don't know. One of them's like Greece. No. I'm wrong already. Italy. It's in Sicilia. One of them's a king of Bohemia. The other is king of Sicilia. And Sicilian dude doesn't want the Bohemian dude to leave because they're having so much fun together. So he tries to talk him into staying. He doesn't stay. But then he says, hey, yo, wife, will you go to ask him if he will stay? And then she talks him into it. But then she talks him into it, and that makes the king paranoid, thinking like, oh, what, she like suck his dick? Are they fucking? It was that easy? Yeah, they must be banging. I talked to him. He's my buddy. I couldn't do it. So he gets all pissed and says this fucking guy needs to die and shit. And so I think this dude tries to get the fuck away. And something happens where the king, who was an asshole and like paranoid, I don't know, his wife goes away and she thinks she dies, or she has a kid, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, that's not my kid, that must be the other dude's kid. And then some sort of thing happens where the kid dies or some shit. There's a curse that says, he sends the kid away. He says, he says like, that's not my baby, I should fucking get rid of it. And he tries to send the kid away. Then there's this curse that kills his older son, and it tells him he'll never have an heir unless his daughter like returns to him. He's like, holy fuck. But he thought she died or some shit, so he lives his life in misery, and then time passes, and then turns out that chick, she grows up, and she's raised by someone else, and she's cool, and then she wants to marry the son of the dude from Bohemia that the other dude had banished or whatever, right? And that dude's dad from Bohemia, he's not into it because he doesn't know who she is, but he thinks she's trash. And he's like, nah, she's like some poor bitch raised by a shepherd. I'm not into it. And his son's like, well, fuck you. We're going to get our own fucking way. I don't know how it like ties up, but somehow it ties up where she returns and they all like, they kind of live happily ever after. They're like, oh, you're that girl that's missing. And that dude like feels bad for like sending her away. So he's like, oh shit, you're back. Oh, it's cool. I'm sorry I was an asshole. I've realized I was an asshole. I shouldn't have fucking sent your mom away. Your mom died too. But then they go to the statue of her mom. And then it's not a statue. She's like alive. It's like ta-da-da-da-da-da-da, happily ever after. Dude, that is what happens. That is what happens in the play. I'm right about that. I didn't say any of the fucking names because I can't get those fucking right. Polixenes and Leontes. Oh, I'm remembering them now, actually. And Hermione. This is where Hermione came from. Hermione was his wife. Anyways, this podcast is for me. It's not for you. Okay? Okay. Good. Glad we're on fucking pace for that. The Winter's Tale. There. You don't have to read it. I read it. Fuck. What a headache. Movies. I watched Friday. My lady had never seen Friday before. Oh. Friday's great. So for so many reasons, it deserves its own fucking dissertation. But the first thing that comes to mind when you watch Friday with someone else is the scene where he's out of milk and they're like, pour water on your fucking cereal then. And everyone's got a reaction because you're like, would you do that? Or would you eat it dry? You know? I wasn't a water guy. I was a dry guy. So was my lady. We're dry. We do it dry. We dry, baby. We dry. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. And then I watched one new movie this week. Since the last podcast, basically. I watched Hamnet. I watched a Shakespeare movie. Yeah. And you know what? It was about Billy Shakespeare, who was supposedly a real person, even though A lot of people dispute that. They think it was like a pen name ascribed to like a company, or there's different takes on it. They think it might have been a few different guys or no one at all, or someone created basically to take the rights of all this stuff. Anyways, it's amazing that he wrote about so many different places. He never visited any of them. He never left fucking England ever. He wrote about like Greece and Italy and all this stuff. Anyways, this movie Hamnet was about the real man. And how he had a kid died named Hamnet, and that's what he named the Hamlet after, or whatever. Hamlet was after Hamnet, and it's pretty good. Trippy fucking weird movie with witchcraft and shit, and they don't tell you it's Billy Shakespeare till pretty far into it, and I'm like calling it. I'm like that, but he's Shakespeare. He's Shakespeare, man. He's Shakespeare. I think I need to read the novel of which this is based, because there were some witchcraft elements in there. You know, like with every fucking thing, you're always like, did it really happen like this? Well, no, because you're watching a story unfold like this. But, man, the Shakespeare mythology. You know, if you got too much time on your hands, I suggest you go look up, was he a real person? Was he Ellen DeGeneres? Was he the Anne Heche that supposedly died in that car accident? But one of my buddies sent me footage of her like crawling out of the body bag as they wheel her up to the ambulance, and apparently it's true all over. Who was Shakespeare? Is he still a guy? You know? That's the real fuck. You wonder how big Epstein Island is. Does it have Tupac? Does it have Elvis? Does it have Shakespeare? Does it got Abe Lincoln? You know? Why do all the presidents only work for 8 years, and then what do they do? I don't know. This isn't a news podcast, man. This is art. This is expressionist art. This is expressionist, avant-garde, nonsensical art. Well, that pretty much serves to wrap up a lot that's happened in the entire world. The movies, the television I've watched. I hope you enjoy yourself. I am incredibly grateful to be alive through many circumstances, including the most recent tornado. Maybe those 12 years of stand-up comedy I endured. Man, I say it all the time. If you know me, I got a list of like 20 people I've met in my life that have died, okay? And a lot of them are comedians. And now I saw the other day this dude died. And he was younger. He had moved out to LA like after I left. And he was there long enough to fucking, got all depressed and, you know, went the drug way, a little bit of depression. I don't know if it was self-deletion so much as lifestyle deletion. Anyways, it happened this week, okay? It's another stand-up comic. I swear I had a funny way I was going to take that when I fucking went. Oh, I really did, man. I don't know. I had a funny thing I was going to go to that. Fuck. I'm not watching that fucking Will Arnett movie. I probably will at some point. I'm more of a Twister guy, though. Okay? I don't know. We'll see you next week. Support the cause. Look up my music, my art on my website, jordanlear.com. And it's there. You can listen to music or watch my movies or send me an email. Let me know you like it. You think it's funny. Don't take it too seriously. Same as my social media pages. They are not a reflection of my real life. I'm sorry if they look like a reflection of yours. They shouldn't. Ew. But they're not. It's all work of fiction there too. So if you're offended by it, or you're not of age to view, which you better be 69 years old if you watch anything I do. Goodbye. Find a different podcast.
gotta see what you want